Probably as South Park or something along those lines.
I
Something
got
adjacent.
That, was that a Goose Game? Was it Untitled Goose Game?
Yeah.
The graphics gave me that kind of vibe, but it's probably not.
Have we had that one before?
I feel like we've had it, but I mean, I've got no better guess, so we can always go for it again. Hello, welcome to Xbox Taverns, Xbox Tavern, Guess the Game pre-show. How are we all? Let's get into it. Shall we always say Untitled Goose Game?
Yeah, or self.
Oh, fucking title.
Untitled. There we go.
Right, let's give it a go. 9. 87.
Oh no, it definitely
that's like
doesn't look. That's like a submarine.
Yeah, like a ballast door or whatever.
A hatch.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think. Is there some sort of party game? It's like Overboard or something. I don't even fucking.
87, so quite highly rated. So
like if Nintendo made Metal Gear Solid 2,
it'd probably be a good game.
It's a me, Solid Snake, Metal Gear.
I don't know.
Any thoughts, lads? Any thoughts?
No.
I've literally got no fucking.
It's a base.
I'm gonna
Go
overboard, what? Like a plant.
Yeah.
No idea. PC.
Kind of looks similar to like those hidden objective kind of games as well, but
was there a Tomb Raider PC click and point game? Because that's what's the only thing that's.
Is it going to be some kind of role-playing game RPG because of the options there? Maybe?
I suspect so.
Could be.
Something in this investigation. Move on. Blah 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 blah. Who knows? Any thoughts on a name? Because I'm stumped at the moment.
No, I've less than zero idea what that could be.
Gray, any suggestions, or shall I hit the magical skip button and move on to the next guest?
PC point and click ones. It doesn't look any vaguely bit familiar.
Turn-based
TBT. Come on,
in which case, I am well into that.
Turn-based tactics.
That's totally 180 it.
Now, like police station here.
Is that Raccoon? Raccoon City Police Department? Is that some kind of Resident Evil spin-off?
I mean, it is the Raccoon City Police Department.
Raccoon City Police Department. Was that just like an Easter egg, maybe?
I'm going to go for.
This is
one of these.
Police. This is the police.
I know that's like a turn-based thing, but I don't know. I don't remember it looking like that, but it's got to be one of them. So, everyone happy if I go with one of these?
You literally have nothing.
No.
Last year. Oh.
Oh,
looks like
I think I've played this one. Oh, yeah. Oh, what the fuck was it?
So it's like a tactical game, is it?
Oh wait. Was it? It wasn't.
Yes, Rebel something. Yeah, it was.
Rebel Cop Police Department makes sense.
That was one I know you played that one. No.
It definitely looked like that, and that was definitely a tactical one.
Suspicious development.
Oh wait.
Type in it was turn-based tactics, so some kind of like tactical.
Yeah, I think
type in.
I want to say Tactical Breach Wizards. That's the one. That's what I was thinking of. That's the only other guess I've got, unless anyone else has got any suggestions.
I mean, I can't see a wizard, but that looks like the best.
Yeah, I know. I remember reading about it, and it sounded really good, but I don't.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Anything more about it? I'm gonna go for it. Let's do it.
Hey!
Oh, it was. Well done, Jay. Well done.
Clutch again.
Still can't see a wizard, but you know.
Yes. Not a fucking Scooby.
Have a little. Where's the information here? Oh, normally fucking a little bit of blurb about it, isn't it?
That got 87 read.
Yeah, that's why I was quite interested, because it got a lot of love from like reviews and
what the shit?
Yeah, the community at large. Yeah, I don't remember much more about it though, other than
see that picture too. If we had got like the wide version of that, we might have had a. Well, I suppose people would recognise it straight away, wouldn't they? If you kind of.
Mostly, yeah. Let's have a look.
The wizardry of it all.
Yeah. So I don't. Is it on Xbox? I don't even know. I don't think it is. I think it is just PC at the moment.
It's an original platform PC, so.
Yeah.
It did look like that one though I played though. You're right to guess that.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's something you might like, Pete. You like these sort of games, don't you? These sort of
Yeah, I mean, it's
based.
PC only, so that kind of rules me out a little bit. But yeah,
I think your laptop might be able to run this one.
Yeah,
I
I was about
will.
to say, that's not looking heavy duty there, Pete.
No.
But, I prefer to, just the ease of Xbox versus the pain of having to get the laptop out every
Yeah,
time.
but it said original. It might even be on Xbox.
Yeah, I'll have a look
Yeah,
at it later, see what it says.
Yeah. Yeah, I know that's why I initially avoided it, but now I have a more.
Well, she's a wizard. Lightning coming from her hands.
Yeah, anyway, that looks interesting. Tactical Breach Wizards. I guess a game. GuessThe.Game. And 1065. You've got lots to catch up on if you've not been playing already. You can join the Discord to play along. Post your scores each and every day in the Discord as I do, and most of the others do sometimes when they do well. When they do poorly, I seem to find it goes a bit quiet. But
when I manage to answer it in one, I'm like, haha, sheer result.
yeah, exactly.
And other time it's like,
nope, I don't know what you're talking about. But Pete's honest. He shares his failures as well as his wins. Good work, Pete. I appreciate that. And then Graham, I don't think Graham's ever tried, has he? Come on, Graham, you got to fucking your game up.
What?
Get the GuessThe.Game in the Discord for everybody.
Oh, yeah, no, I stopped for a bit.
A bit. You got loads of
outrage.
Anyway, that's enough of the Tactical Breach trailer.
It's not true.
Well, yeah, something like that. Right. Thank you very much, everybody. Let's talk about games that aren't Tactical Breach Wizard and all that good stuff in the Xbox Tavern's X-Pod Tavern, which you're about to record at 8 p.m. Shall we? Hello, good evening, and good welcome indeed to Xbox Tavern's X-Pod Tavern episode 185th. I'm Jamie on this wonderful Sunday evening, and I'm joined by a man I haven't seen in almost 3 hours, MPV Graham. Come on in, MPV Graham.
Good hello. It has been a while.
Hello. Yes, yeah. So are you well? Did you get home safely from your visit earlier on?
No, I'm crashed and at the hospital.
Shit. Lads, we're recording on location.
Yeah, just don't tell anyone.
Yes. Well, it's nice to see you again, and nice to see you in this evening for wonderful Xbox based chatter and all sorts of wonderful stuff. It's not just to do us, though. We've also got Scottish Guy Ross. Come on in.
Hello.
Ross, how are you?
I'm very well.
How are you? I didn't see you earlier on, so I'm gonna.
You didn't? No. It would have been an impressive trick had you managed to get up and back.
Or you had got down and back up again. You never know. So we could meet in the middle, maybe.
This is very true. Although your middle's still like far too far south for my liking.
London is the middle between us and you, as far as I'm concerned. So like half hour for me and about 8 hours for you. That'll do. That's good.
Yeah, it's not kicking the arse up, you know.
But again, it's not just the three of us. We've got no 2 million man in because he's off swanning away in Holland somewhere, wherever it's.
Shock.
So the myth, the legend, the superior special guest Pete is here with us. How are we?
Good superior, hello.
Welcome.
Good evening, gents. How are you? It's been a while.
We haven't seen you on Xbox Tavern's X-Pod Tavern for quite some time. Have you been well?
Yeah, it's been a bit of a funky year, but yeah, we crack on and looking forward to see what games you've been playing this week.
Damn right. We've got lots of games to talk about. We're going to very quickly slide through Project Game Pass because we're going to play next week, hopefully. All things going well. We're going to play a bit of Borderlands 3, I believe we decided on.
Bastard's got me all hyped for this.
Yes. The next week when Ian's back, we'll get a bit of Borderlands 3 on the go so you can watch it next week, next Sunday, 8 p.m. on Xbox Tavern's X-Pod Tavern YouTube channel, which is where we're recording right now. But you can come back and watch that then. Right now, we're going to talk about video games that we have been playing this week. And we've got some interesting ones on the list here. I don't even know where to start. Do you know what? I'm going to go special guest Pete because he's returned after a hiatus. He's like an injured WWE superstar. They go away. You never know when they're going to reappear. And they suddenly pop up and they get a big pop. And then they can win us. And speaking of WWE superstar, you've been playing a bit of WWE 2K25. How's it?
Yes, I have. It's been it's the first WWE game I've bought for a fair few years actually. And yeah, it's been pretty good so far. You know, the reversal system is, you know, obviously it's still pretty much the same, but it gets a bit more complicated every year. Gameplay doesn't seem to have changed much from year to year, if I'm being honest. Although graphically, I think some of the people look a bit worse off than they kind of did like 10 years ago, which is a bit weird to say. But yeah, I've been playing through the Myrise. The Myrise story. I've completed one of that, and I'm going for a second round of that. And I delved into a bit of my universe mode I should say. And I've done, I think, 1 or 2 fights on the showcase mode as well. So yeah, I was to see how much you've done in the Myrise story as well, Jay.
So I haven't finished it yet. I've done without spoiling it, because obviously we don't want to spoil the WWE 2K25 Myrise mode. But I've done the part where the big turn happens early on. And
there's quite a few turns, to be honest. So
yeah, I know there's some more coming, because in the press kit they sent me, they teased that there was some more coming, but I tried to not read too much. But I forget what pay-per-view I'm up to now, but I think we're about to get to Survivor Series, maybe.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's where the next big one happens.
Yeah, so I know what's going to happen there again, because I read it in the kit I was in. But yeah, so I've done that, and I haven't touched my universe at all, but I've done some of the island. How have you tried the island yet at all?
I haven't. No, after your scathing review of it, I've stayed far away from the island.
Well clear of the island. What a pile of shit. I haven't gone back to that because I don't want to touch it, to be quite honest with you.
I've seen a few clips online where these guys are like, it's hackers playing on people that, like you said, that have got 100 rating overall, and you just can't touch them. It's just, and they do the same move over and over and over and over, and you can't reverse it. And I'm just like, how is that?
Whoa. Let's not say can't. You got to have the reversing skills.
That's what you got to do.
No,
this guy reversing to 100 and just completely.
This guy was just doing the same move over and over, and it was just like, even if you're the one that's hacking, what are you getting out of it? I don't understand.
They're just spending like ridiculous amount of money to get their character up to the top level. But it like I said, I haven't played it since it came out in public. Like I played it in the early access period, and it was just boring as shit, waste of time. And every other mode on there is just so much more enjoyable to play. I don't know why you'd even bother wasting your time with the island, unless, like you said, you want to spend a load of money and oh, look how good I am. I've got a 100 rated character. So you said you've done My Universe. Have you set up yourself so you've got some storylines in mind, or are you just going with the flow and seeing what happens?
There's 2 modes. You can actually play it through the traditional mode where you can set up rivalries with different people, or you can actually play through as a superstar. Because I think with the Myrise story, there's no, when with a story mode, you expect to kind of like go through the ranks and do things and but eventually become, the champion or whatever. Yeah. That, without trying to give too much by the way, is obviously that doesn't happen because it's centralized around the storyline of the NXT Mutiny, isn't it? So by in the universe mode, you can just pick one character. So I exported my Myrise character Danny Mac to universe mode, and I took control of him. It was interesting for a while, but then it got to a point where for some reason, I mean, I somehow won King of the Ring, and then I fought Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam, and I beat Cody Rhodes for the belt. But every match since then, I've fought Cody Rhodes, just the same thing over and over and over. So I got an idea of, actually, do you know what, I'm gonna put a stipulation, because you can change before going into matches. You can there's like rival action, so you can choose to kind of do like a. They can do like a promo, you can do a calling out to someone, you can ambush someone, all this different kinds of stuff. And so I put a stipulation is, I tried to get rid of Cody Rhodes by saying if I win, then I've injured his chest and he can't wrestle for like 24 weeks. And I was like, great, that'll get rid of the Cody Rhodes problem. He's gone. But he didn't, even though I won, he didn't get injured. And the next pay-per-view,
nothing can stop the Rhodes.
No, which was because I was annoying because I wasn't the champion. I was like, do you know what, I'm going to enter the Royal Rumble. But then I was like, do you know, I keep fighting Cody. Even though I've declared for the Rumble, it keeps making me fight Cody for the title. So in the end, I basically said, okay, there was a stipulation I could choose where it was like, whoever loses has to leave that brand. So either way, if I lost or if I won or lost, we'd be on separate brands. Fortunately, I won, and Cody Rhodes got demoted to Raw.
Now they're going to do inter-brand matches just so you can keep fighting them.
Because I was just like, because it was getting good. Because I had like a mini rivalry with Santos Escobar, then I had a rivalry with Damian Priest, and then it went straight to Cody Rhodes. And it was like, the thing is, like, obviously you got 4 weeks to every pay-per-view, so I was literally fighting Cody Rhodes like 3 or 4 times every month, and it was like, this is getting a bit tedious now. I don't know if it's because I made my character 90 overall, so I don't know if that's because he was that good, so it got paired with him. I
found that in 2K24. Like I said, I haven't tried it in 2K25 yet, but I was doing the My Universe one, and I forget who I was up against, but it wasn't anywhere near as like good as Cody Rhodes. But it was, who the fuck was it? It was someone like 60 or 70 rated, and every single match was against them. Oh, it was Damian Priest actually.
Yeah,
it was him over and over. I was like, I don't want to fight Damian Priest anymore. I beat him. I don't know how many times. And I couldn't figure out what I was doing wrong. So, but I mean, I haven't touched 24 in ages. So, but other than fighting Cody Rhodes left, right, and center, are you enjoying the general gameplay of WWE 2K25?
Yeah, I'm definitely getting back into it, and Harry's taking interest to it. You know, he's seen me do Royal Rumbles and stuff, and yeah, it's good. And my Rise was definitely, because obviously the My Rise story is there's branching trees, so. After the storyline that you're going to hit tonight, you can decide whether to continue, because obviously you've got your character and then you bring a friend along, and you can decide which one of those two you want to be the main character after what happens at the end of Survivor Series. Yeah. And then what I didn't realize is that once you've selected that, it kind of locks you out of the other person. So this time I've kind of chosen me, and obviously you can choose different personalities. You can be like a joker, you can be bold and brash, or you can basically just be a dick. And I played a bit. My character was a bit. Well, I played him as a joker, which was a little. It was okay, but it got a bit over the top in terms of what they were doing. I don't know if you picked that as well. If you
I picked Joker for my guy. Yeah,
because the stories really do change from the personality you change. Like from going from being a joker to a bold and brash person. You know, I had like The Rock turning up in some of my cutscenes and being in the bold and brash storyline. Whereas in the comedic one, I was, even though I was like the face, I was turning their music into Doink the Clown music, and I was like, had Doink the Clown chairs and lollipops instead of chairs and stuff. And it was, I was like, that's not really a face move, and it's a bit of a, it's not that funny. But
it's probably funny on paper, but yeah, in practice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, I'm definitely enjoying it. It's definitely a game I'll play. It's definitely a pick up and play game, for sure. Especially once you've obviously got your money's worth out of My Rise. Because obviously, and the other thing about My Rise is obviously you can, a bit like the Dark Pictures games, right? You can see what you've done, like what decisions you picked, the tree and all of that. Like when I completed My Rise first time, and you get the option to kind of like go again with the same people, you can't see what you've already unlocked. You can only see what you've already done, which is a bit strange. But so far so good. I mean, I'm definitely enjoying playing WWE 2K25.
Very, very nice indeed. Yeah, it's a great game. Like I said, my review's up on xboxtime.com right now. I very much enjoyed it. Aside from the island, like I said, I can get in the island can literally get into the fucking sea. I've had enough of that fucking pile shit. What a terrible choice.
You mentioned the customization as well. Like the move sets. Oh my god, I spent about 2 hours making my bloody move set, and even then I was like, that's probably not. The last fight, I was like, no, fuck it. I just want to wrestle.
There's so much like you. I did half of it. I was like, do you know what? I'm just going to deal with whatever the rest is, and I'll change it if I really don't like it. But
and like you said, you can have up to like 5 finishes and 5 signature moves, as well as everything else you got in your arsenal.
It's insane. I would have loved this game as a kid. Definitely, we've spent hours fucking making all of our DW faction and setting all the moves up perfectly and getting all the tag team moves and the entrances right and everything. But yeah, these days now I haven't got the time. I haven't got the time and or will to do that, unfortunately.
I only wish you could. Obviously, I've been on the character creation, like the creator, where other people have made people, and I've seen people have made Matt and Jeff Hardy, and they've made like Joe Hendry, and I'm like, wouldn't it be cool if you could like upload Joe Hendry's music? But obviously it's got like a 98% approval rating. And I was like, yeah, he looks really good. And then it comes out to some generic shit music. I'm like, oh. I was kind of looking forward to a bit like the hard. You'd think that WWE would have license to the Hardys music, but it's not in the game for some reason.
They probably would for next year's one, considering their fusion
Yeah.
things with TNA. But
They're
yeah,
in the
this
family,
year,
aren't
no.
they?
Yeah, but again, as I was saying, I think to Ian before, like they got, I think 6 DLC packs, and they haven't announced everybody in all of them yet. So there's a good chance that we might end up with the Hardys or Joe Hendry or some other TNA guys, guys or girls, because there's some already in there like Abyss. And I know again Jordan Grace.
Jordan Grace,
NXT,
she isn't in it yet, so she'll be a DLC probably.
Yeah, she's in one of them. Yeah, but they announced that before she joined the NXT, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's lots to look forward to, and yeah, it's a really good game. Graham, Ross, I know you guys are wrestling fans as well. Played any WWE 2K25 just yet?
I haven't.
Haven't yet. I will do when it goes on a sufficient enough sale.
That's fair enough.
I mean, if you go on the Xbox Tavern website and click on the CD keys affiliate, you can get the Ultimate Edition for £80 instead of 120. So
what a deal!
What a deal! Go and click on that, and
can I get to visit the island of relevancy? That fucking
irrelevancy, by the end of it.
It's like, yeah. Anyway,
and do you know, I would have done more of the showcase, but Paul Heyman does like a 10-minute speech before each bloody match. I'm like, so Paul, I love you, but I mean,
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, it's very interesting, like telling you the history of the matches and the wrestlers and stuff. But yeah, it does go on a little bit. It's like, I mean, let me get into the fucking.
Yeah, I've just done the tag team match. I think it's the third match.
Yeah, it's that against the Steiner brothers, isn't it? WrestleMania.
At WrestleMania, yeah,
6 or 7, wherever it is, yeah.
Yeah.
So very good. Like I said, each individual game mode in that could not that I'm giving them any ideas, but could easily be sold as its own game, and you'd have more than enough to keep.
Yeah, I mean, I even touched, like I said, I haven't touched Ireland, I haven't touched My Faction or the GM mode. I haven't touched that yet. So
yeah, it's insane. And like I said, if you've got the time and willing to dedicate to something like creating your character and my GM and my universe, you're going to get a lot out of WWE 2K25. Very good game indeed. Nice. Well, thank you very much, Special Guest Pete, for a bit of WWE love there. Ross, I'm going to go to you next. Yeah, why not? Let's go to you next. So,
quite a week for me this week.
Got a bit of an update for you on Ass Creed. Tell me all about it. Ass Creed Shadows, you've been playing a bit more.
Just fallen more and more in love with it. I've only managed to game like less than a handful of hours this week, but from what I've played again of this, it's just breathtaking. The combat's fantastic. The stealth in it playing as Naui is just fucking awesome as well. And it's everything I could have ever wished for in a modern Assassin's Creed game that was based in Japan. It's maybe not quite as polished as like a Ghost of Tsushima, but it gives you the whole Assassin's Creed side of it while still giving you the same sort of ideas what you get in that type of game. Starting to push out. I think I'm getting a wee bit closer to unlocking the sort of Yasuke side of things, but I'm kind of conflicted because I just want to play the whole game as being like this stealthy like assassin and not have to go in like guns blazing and just knock people in the middle of next week from a massive big fucking club.
And I think that seems to be, I haven't read too much about it, but that seems to be one thing that people have said, like, I want to play as Naui, I don't want to have to play as Yasuke. But at some point, as Ian and you said before, you have to change it. So last week you said you played, 35 hours and you haven't even got him yet?
Yeah.
You not played too much more this week, do you say?
I've maybe put 5-6 more hours into it, but again, I'm still nowhere, like still not unlocked Yasuke yet. But I just every time I seem to like be exploring, unlock like not just a single quest. So obviously with Assassin's Creed, you get like the question marks, and I seem to be going to the question marks that have like 6 different targets to assassinate. So it's not just like one quest that I can move on to the next, but it's like, oh, you've unlocked 6 different people that you need to go and kill now. So yeah, good luck.
Nice.
And I can't just sort of do like 1 or 2 of them and then like move back to the main story. I need to be like, right, I need to wipe the 6 of you out because I want your gear. Because some of the armor sets are just works of art. They're absolutely gorgeous. And it's the same as like I had in Valhalla and Odyssey. You've got like sort of transmog going, so you can, if you've got like a style that looks exactly how you want it to look, but doesn't necessarily have the stats that you want, when you unlock a different armor, you can make that armor look like the one you really like, but still get the benefit of all the new stats that you've unlocked. And then you can sort of upgrade your weapons, upgrade your armor, so you can keep like even like a level 1 or 2 armor if you really like it. You can just scale it up with you as you go on.
Fair enough. See, I like that idea, but at the same time, I also almost wonder, like, what's the point in not locking it, but like having armor that gives you new stats? Why can't the stats be separate from the armor, and you can go into a store and just buy a specific set of armor you like, and then upgrade your stats separately? But I guess that's fucking nitpicky details, really. So,
it's not so much stats. So like you've got like a separate like a abilities tree. This is just like this armor gives you like a 5% chance of bonus damage on parry, or this one increases your like how long it takes for guards to recognize you when they first like see you. So it's just like wee traits almost, not so much like it directly affects, like you get an extra 5% damage by wearing this set or things like that. So you still have all your abilities separate than your armor sets.
Fair enough. That makes sense. Like I said, it just seems like a out-face way of doing it, but there's not really there's not really a big deal. Just a little foible I was wondering about. I was thinking. So Ross, sorry, Pete, have you played it yet? Because I know Ian's obviously got access to it. Have you tried?
I did download it, but I haven't touched it, to be honest. I uninstalled it again. But it sounds like I know it doesn't have like online kind of co-op, but I can imagine this would be a great game for you and Graham, because like you'd be stealthy and Graham would go in all guns blazing. Like it's a perfect co-op game for you two.
I could drop in, take out as many as I could, maybe get spotted, and just a wee like. And next thing, fucking graze, take the doors off the fucking building, swinging the fucking thing like that, coming in and just fucking mauling folk.
Fucking element.
Meanwhile, I'm just sitting there with like a wee cup and sack like this.
See, now that would have been, remember Assassin's Creed Unity? You had the 4-player co-op. Having that dynamic where you got the selfie ones and the brawlers with 4. Oh man, can you imagine? Imagine how much fun that would be. But yeah,
it would be good.
It is not to be at the moment. Maybe one day.
I would say Ubisoft hit us up, but I mean, Ubisoft listening to the fans is, I'm being optimistic.
I mean, I don't think they listen to anyone, but at the minute, cause they're a little bit up shit creek without a paddle at the minute. But that's by the by. We'll see how they get on. But I'm glad you're enjoying
the $10 and that's about it.
Yeah, well, yeah. I'm glad you're enjoying Assassin's Creed Shadows, Ross. So you keep playing some more. Another game I know you've been enjoying, and I know Graham's been enjoying because he told me he finished it the other day. Graham, a bit of Atomfall. You're done with Atomfall. How was your experience with it? I know we spoke about it, but pretend I'm new to the experience.
It's more middling to pleased with it. Middling with, I like the decisions they kind of made with it. There's no leveling up kind of experience, so you can't just sort of camp and build your way up to like a super being and then just rinse through the story. There's no armor. You're just not sort of one hit kills, but you can only take a couple of shots before you're downed. So you have to sort of be a bit more careful with how you engage enemies, shall we say. But you're not forced to engage them. You can either stealthily take them out or just try and avoid them altogether and just go around them, or try and befriend them in a way. If you kind of join factions, etc., sometimes you can get an allowance to go in certain camps, and you don't have to engage in combat that way. But the story just goes from interesting to mysterious to being a bit weak at the end. Because try not to spoil it too much. There's a way that you can go into it to having like 6 different endings. So depending on who you kind of like lean towards, you can sort of because the idea is that the whole place is in quarantine due to supposedly some sort of nuclear event, but you find out that they were sort of digging and there was a discovery, and whatever's caused all of this, you need to sort of put a stop to it and then leave the quarantine. The idea is you're just trying to escape the quarantine. and there's different people you can kind of escape with. And I've played it in a way that all of the options are kind of available. So if you save it in the right place, you can go and explore each different ending. But I
Save
Coming?
scumming?
Ooh,
in a way.
good lad.
Oh,
But,
that made me feel icky inside.
but I haven't done it. Oh well, I didn't do it because I did it the wrong way, because I almost did the bad ending because I didn't plan it very well. So yeah, I was rereading. It's like, surely this isn't the way it's supposed to have been done, and I was right. It wasn't supposed to have been done that way. I missed out a chunk, so I had to go back a little bit and redo the certain bits to allow the sort of not the best ending, but a somewhat closer to positive ending. But yeah, it just ended a bit weirdly with like slide shots of story, and it's like, oh, is that kind of it? You're just expecting a bit more of a sort of a crescendo building up to something of a big an event, and it was almost like an old school 80s game of congratulations, you've escaped. That was
so no cliffhanger.
Congratulations, a winner is you.
Yeah, it didn't feel like there was any kind of cliffhangers.
Yeah, like not. I mean, like a cliffhanger, letting you know there's going to be like a second one or like a ... You know, just a.
No, it didn't feel like it was a lead up to a sequel. Anyway, you just wanted a bit more, considering like each of them, they had like their own agenda of what they were trying to do before they would let you escape. So you're expecting some things. Oh, because you went with them, this kind of happened, but it didn't kind of play out that way. There either seemed to be the very lean in towards the chaos ending, or just get out of the chaos, and those seem to be the main themes. So a bit of a damp ending, but I managed to complete it within like an 11-hour playthrough. So it's not massively long, but it's decent length enough for an RPG like this. And the playthrough itself was quite fun, like doing the kind of quest and breaking into certain complexes, fighting robots and the different bits that appear out there. That was challenging enough. So it's enough to sort of occupy yourself and keep you busy. There's no fast travel in it, so you have to sort of run everywhere kind of on foot, which can get a little bit annoying, but luckily the maps aren't that massive that it will only take you like a minute to 2 minutes to get from sort of one end to the other if you run solidly directly into that location. And there are certain corridors that you can find to help shorten the length. But yeah, it was all right. A decent enough playthrough, and you kind of need sort of RPGs of this kind of length. It's kind of not there to sort of completely drain all of your game time, but I think 10, 11 hours is quite inappropriate for a sort of a decent RPG like this.
Oh, definitely.
It can
Yeah.
quite
When you
easily
told me
get
it was
blown
that
out of
length, I was like,
control.
I mean, I haven't got time to play it, but far more interested in playing that at that sort of length than
that
40, 50 hour game.
That was what I was just with Seiji. Like knowing the sort of duration that you're aiming for now, does that make it more up your, or not? I know it's up your street already, but does it make it more palatable to say, oh, well, actually, I might want to jump into this instead of thinking, I really want to play Titanfall, but fucking 60 hours is a fucking lot of time to commit to an RPG.
Exactly the thought. When I'm finished playing the stuff I'm on at the minute, that has sort of bumped it up to the top of the list because I can get it done in, maybe a week. But, in among other things, and then move on.
Deviating, exploring, and side questing, and the rest of it. If you solidly focused on a one kind of quest and outcome, you could probably sort of shave off maybe sort of 2 hours of that as well, if not more. If you kind of main quest plowed through it.
Basically, I just want to get it through in an hour, get it done with, I can move on. That's all I want.
That might be ambitious.
I think, touching on what you say, Gray, I think one of the things that I like about it is, as you're saying, there's no sort of fast travel, but I think because the landscape, I mean, it's a beautiful looking game, albeit I've got a few gripes with it, but the landscape that you're in is stunning. So I think being on foot, and because the map, as you say, it's not Witcher 3, you're not fucking 20 minutes from top to bottom, you can appreciate it as you're sort of traveling through it, because you go through like different wee towns, the forests, you've got like your broken down castles, fort type ideas, like your derelict buildings that you can go in and scavenge stuff from. So although it is all hiking around, it's not Red Dead Redemption 2 where you're on your horse like.
No.
For 25 minutes.
You've got two of us here now. No dispersion of Red Dead 2, please.
Yeah. My only downside of it is the crafting bit. They kind of lent into the crafting, but with the wrong kind of things. As you can make so many different grenades in that game, but the grenades almost become a bit pointless because you're only ever fighting like one or two enemies at a time. It's like you fight a bunch of them.
You don't get swarmed.
No, so it's just like, okay, so grenades are sort of not really needed. And you can build like 5 or 6 different ones. It's like, well, I'm never going to need these. And there's times where you get like swarmed by rats. And so they've created like a lure grenade, like in like Left 4 Dead, where you throw it and they sort of run towards it and then it explodes. Yeah. But it's the smallest little explosion and it goes off too quickly. And I was like, well, this is I need about 5 of these to clear this swarm. Just like a little firecracker that just blows up about 6 of them, and then you still got the rest swarming at you. It's much easier just to get a melee weapon out and just swipe at them until all the wave is completed. So
Cricket bat.
Yeah. Stuff this look like why make it? Why make a lure blowing up with so weak? So
is it not something you can upgrade to be more powerful?
Not because the upgrades work in the fact if you find this manual, you can find different upgrades to spend your training points on that you find. Okay. But so you can only upgrade certain things at the start. You have to literally find the manual to unlock the things to upgrade them. So I found one where you can upgrade guns, and that was literally the best upgrade pathway you can use. Because you can only find like rusty weapons, and you find 2 of the same rusty weapons, you combine it to a stock weapon. You combine 2 stock weapons to a pristine. If you can get all the way to pristine weapons, taking out enemies starts to become a bit more fun because you like one shot pop their heads off with like a revolver and like a certain rifle. And so you can preserve your bullets that even better if you can sort of aim a bit wiser. And so, yeah, that's the only kind of worthwhile crafting tree I saw. But yeah, there's so much around grenades which just weren't needed. So I thought that there's possibly a way that you can make ammo, but I never found that manual. Would have been bloody handy, but
yeah, you don't expect to be sitting there like mid game being like, I need to get rid of some of this fucking ammo. It's just taking up space.
Yeah. And when you finally find a chunk of it, there's only so much ammo you can hold. It's like 25 shotgun rounds, and that's it. That's the maximum you can hold, and that's with an upgrade. Otherwise,
and if you've only got that rusty shotgun, that 25 ammo does not fucking go far. No. You pick those shots fucking strategically. You don't bring that gun out unless you're like, fuck.
It is like that. So you have to hold the different weapons, use them wisely. Like I said, only engage when you need to because you can easily burn through your ammo.
I do like the crossbows. Not a crossbow. I do like the bow and arrow. I like how you can recover the ammo from the bodies and things like that. But I say I like in those sort of older style games where it's like not modern day technology that you can like run around with a bow and arrow and just be as effective.
Yeah.
Yes, and if I play it, I will do my very best to be a bow and arrow / crossbow type player.
You have to be so Dan with those bullets.
Yeah. Although, can you imagine all these different types of grenades and Dan playing it? Be like, rocking backwards and forwards on a corner.
Bullets. This is right up his street.
Damn right.
Good old Dan. Call back. What game was it? Was it Halo? It was, where we were playing Halo Infinite. Yeah, go watch our stream on that on the YouTube channel right now. Preserving bullets, aka not doing very well. But we love you, Dan. Come back and play with us sometime. Yeah, look forward to playing a bit about Atomfall. Ross's review at some point. Wink, wink. Will be on XboxTavern.com very, very soon, hopefully. And Special Guest Pete, you going to play it?
No.
Okay, cool. Right, move on then.
I might do it at some point, but it didn't look like my cup of tea. But maybe.
Fair enough.
I wouldn't rule it out, but not anytime soon.
What else won't be your cup of tea, but is up my street completely, is a little game called Talos Principle Reawakened. Now,
before you jump into this,
go on, Ross.
This looks fucking beautiful. That's all I'm saying.
It looks tremendous. So basically, the Talos Principle come out in 20. I don't know. I want to say 2018. That's just completely off the top of my head. I have no idea. I completely missed it, even though I love like first-person puzzle games. I don't know how. It just didn't grab me for whatever reason. Played Talos Principle 2 a couple of years ago. Really enjoyed it. Really excellent sort of puzzle design and mechanics and all that sort of stuff. And then I've sort of dabbled in every now and then I see this on sale, and I was like, "Oh, should I pick up the first one and play it?" And I haven't got time to play the games I've already got, letting them add them more to my arsenal. And then randomly, some very friendly PR people sent me a copy of this for review, which I didn't even know was coming. I was like, "Oh, do you know what? It must be fate." So I played it. I installed it, played it, and it's fucking brilliant. So it's the first game just remastered in terms of visually. So it's given a proper Unreal Engine 5 up buff. Everything looks lovely. And what I like about this one over the sequel is it's far more streamlined. So the sequels had like not massive, but like big open areas where you could walk around, you could talk to people. No, I wasn't all that interested. Whereas this is, there's still sort of open areas, but they're nowhere near as big, and it's literally just puzzle after puzzle after puzzle to a point. And I much prefer that style of just getting on with it. It's still quite a long game. It's like 15 hours to complete it, they say. If you're blitzing through it, which I definitely got stuck more than once. But the mechanics are great in terms of the puzzles. You get, there's things to do with lasers, there's things to do with boxes and switches, there's fans and sort of outside the box thinking of turning off lasers that will then turn back on if you time it right. And it's all very, very clever, very well made, and it can be very, very taxing. It also includes the DLC Road to Gehenna, I think it is, which is a 5-6 hour DLC, which again, I haven't played all of it, but it's, from what I have seen, it seems to be quite an interesting addition to the package. And it also gets a new chapter called In the Beginning, which they advise you to have finished the main game before you start playing. And I can see why, because fuck me, is it hard. Wow.
I thought you were going to say, there's spoilers or something. No,
there's spoilers left, right, and centre for the story. But as with Talos Principle 2, not really interested in what's going on, to be quite honest with you. I just like the puzzles. But the very first puzzle I went to, it used stuff I'd used in the main game, so lasers and fans and stuff. But fucking hell, it's insanely well made and real intricate puzzle design. And one of the ones I got to, the third or fourth one, there's 6 or 7 you can try in any order, and I just did them sort of in clockwise order. And I haven't done it yet because it's so fucking. I can see what I've got to do, but I can't for the life of me get the steps in order to figure it out. And I was sitting there, and my youngest was sitting there, and she was trying to help me, and she was getting the idea, and she actually helped me sort of get one step ahead. But then we couldn't do that final step, and it's very clever, but it's one of those ones that you can only play for an hour, and if I can't handle this anymore, I need to play something I need to clear my mind, because there was more than once where I got stuck on a puzzle, turned it off, come back the next day, and then solved it straight away the next day. That sort of just fresh mind, fresh thinking.
That must be so annoying. You're really getting into it, you're really enjoying it, you can't figure it out, and then you sit down fresh, go, how the fuck did I not figure this out?
Yeah, there was one in particular where I struggled for 20 minutes. I was like, what the fuck? I could see what I had to do. I had to block this laser so I could turn off a fan. And I was trying all these things. I was like, if I could jump up here, if I use all this stuff. And I come back the next day, I was like, I could just put a box here. And fuck. Wow, I spent ages yesterday trying to figure it out. But it's the mechanics and the puzzle design, excellent, through and through. It's really, really cleverly made, really enjoyable again until you get really, really stuck, but it's something that you can play over the course of a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks and just have a little go at it here and there. And if you like puzzle games, particularly first person puzzle games, well, they can play it in third person, but it's not the same. I'd highly recommend the Talos Principle Reawaken, which is out. I think it's out now, actually. I think it came out on the 10th. I'm not entirely sure. But go check it out should you so wish, because it is enjoyable. And again, my review is up on xboxdemo.com right now. You can go read that as well, please. Thanks. Nice. So, nice bit of puzzle game. I'm assuming, again, I always like to ask this question. Anyone else going to even look at? I know you said you like the look of it, Ross, but are you actually going to try and play it?
I mean, hold on. If I actually just pull up a separate tab, although this might make the computer shit the bed. What was it called? It was Reawakened.
Yes, Talos Principle Reawakened, which is again the upspuffed version of the original with all the DLC and new DLC.
I think you played it on console, yeah?
I played it on Xbox, yes.
Do you feel it would be a game that was better for console or PC?
I mean, mouse and keyboard will probably be easier to use in terms of aiming, and you also get the map editor on PC, which you don't get on console. Should that be something you'd be interested in? But
yeah, I mean, it's on a belter of a deal right now, so I could very well be tempted.
It is highly recommended if you're into a bit of puzzle and action. And lads, Pete Gray, I'm assuming the answer is no there.
I struggle with some of those kind of puzzle ones. It's fine if you're doing it kind of together, like we kind of worked it out through together. But yeah, dancing through those ones are not usually my jam.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Like I said, I really like puzzle games like that. And yeah, but this one is really well made, but can be incredibly hard. But something I
suppose that's kind of what you want from a puzzle game, though, isn't it? I mean, you don't want to breeze
to a point
it.
where you're banging your head against a wall because you're just like, I can't fucking life of me figure out what I'm doing right now. But yeah, it's a really good game if you're into that sort of thing. I highly recommend go checking it out. Nice. Okay. Right. Well, mainly me and Pete have got one other game. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask Ross to give me a good plug-in, and then we'll come back. We'll talk to special guest Pete about certain oldie worldy video game, and then we'll move on from other bits and pieces. So Ross, plug away, sir. I'm ready.
We are now YouTube partners, so if you would like to show support for the show, you can do so starting at 99p per month, which will give you access to our After Dark shows, custom emojis, and more. You can also find the show on Apple and Spotify podcasts. Any feedback is greatly appreciated. We also have an affiliate link with people over at CD Keys, so if you're looking to pick up the latest games at the best prices, you can also help the show in that way. As you'll notice at the bottom of the screen, we have our handles for all major social networking sites. If you want to challenge the hosts at GuessThe.Game, join us over in Discord and see how you stack up. And last but by no means least, for the very best gaming apparel, jump over to Insert Coin Clothing and use promo code ICXBT24 for 10% off orders over £50. And back to you, Jay.
Yes, go check out Insert Coin Clothing. They got some decent Last of Us stuff. Last of Us Season 2 tonight, lads. Are you very excited?
I thought it was tomorrow. Oh, is it like 1 o'clock?
Like 2 a.m. Yeah.
All right, fuck! Don't do that to me, Jay.
In preparation, I did watch episode 1 of season 1 last week, so I need to start watching more.
You need to cram the fuck in.
I might have got a bit through episode 2, but I enjoyed it more than I thought I would. Even though they've taken some liberties. Well, not some liberties, but obviously in episode 1 they went to the other country, didn't they? Where they seen this fungus, they see the fungus where it might have originated. They don't know the original host, so it's like, ooh, that wasn't in the game.
It wasn't. They fill in the backstory a little bit better, but I enjoyed the first season. I vastly prefer the games, but
I've got a mate Graham is a Last of Us diehard. He's fucking obsessed with it, and he's like no time for the show because he is so set on the games. But I think for somebody who's not played the games, not mean about myself, just in general, it's a fantastic show to watch. I think the bit that adds to it the most is like this is a real thing in the world. Like it's not the way that they depict it in the film, in the series, obviously, but the cordyceps are real, and how they interact with insects and things like that is the same as what you see in the game. Just doesn't happen to humans. It's just mental to think that...
Exaggerated somewhat, but yeah.
Yes.
Did you hear that, Gray, by the way? He said it's a very good show to watch for someone who hasn't played the game. So hint.
It's been great. Gray goes, I haven't got access to Sky Atlantic. I haven't got it. Sorry.
I've got it on Blu-ray. I told you. I can lend it to you.
He hasn't got a disc drive that broke on the Series X.
I'll give you my Sky Go login. You can watch on that.
Anyway, there's only HD and not Ultra HD, so the quality won't be as good.
I did start watching it on Blu-ray again the other week, just again in preparation for season 2, and it's much nicer on the Blu-ray than it was through Sky Go stream. But I haven't finished it yet, but we could talk about Last of Us all night as far as I'm concerned.
I just wonder with Series 2, obviously you had the main.
I'm
just wondering what episode it'll be in.
Yeah, we'll get to that at the end. Maybe we'll do an After Dark.
The only thing, can I just one more wee bit, Jay? Just the only thing that I'm annoyed about with that is character representation.
Okay, well we can get into that.
She's a bit slight.
We can get into that. Should we do maybe we can do an After Dark at some point soon, and we can talk about that between us, because I'm sure we've all got a lot to say on the show and the game and all that sort of stuff. But for right now, let's get back to Xbox. And Pete, pardon me, let's get back to what you've been playing. And you've just finished a game which I feel like Graham would enjoy if you got round to playing it, because he's been enjoying the other one. Ross, have you played it before?
No.
Yeah, I mean, I'm interested. Kingdom Come Deliverance 1.
Yes, so every now and then a game comes along where you put off playing it, put off playing it, and you play it and you think, why the fuck did I put off playing it? This falls into that category. I absolutely loved it. Just the amount of stuff you can explore, the different towns. You're not just confined to kind of one area and then you unlock the next area. You have to build up or whatever. And obviously, last week I heard you guys the debate about influential games. If KDC 2 wasn't in there, then I think this would be in there, just because of the way the combat is, and obviously the cutscenes and just the way, you do go from just a nobody and you do become somewhat of a somebody towards the end, without saying too much spoilers, although Graham probably knows what I'm talking about from number 2. But it's just the fact that when you first start off and you're trying to like wield a sword, and combat will take ages, and you think bloody hell, and it might take you kind of like 10 minutes to kind of like take down like 2 other like mobs, and you think, holy shit, that took a long time. That battle was immense, but I got out of it just somehow. And then by the time you get to level 20, obviously you are very skilled, but it kind of, I don't say it punishes you, but I focus on like sword and shield. And by the time you get towards the end, when you're kind of raiding a bandit camp or you're just doing whatever, you'll find soldiers will have more gear. So, at the start of the game, you'll be fighting bandits that will just be wearing cloth. Whereas towards the end, they're wearing full plate armor. And if you can imagine, if you've got a sword, you can't really penetrate it. So the game rewards you for being a bit versatile, because you might train like an axe or like a mace, because they have different properties, where obviously a sword will have like good slash damage and good stab damage. If someone's got a full plate of armor, you'll want like a mace or an axe, because you'll be able to blunt their arm. And if you weaken their armor enough, then they'll have no protection. And it's just, I regret not. The game's been out 7 years now. I very much regret not starting it earlier. I'll be honest, I was a bit of a funk at the start of this year. I wasn't playing a lot of games, and this just kind of, it took me about a good 2 months to play this game and complete it fully, with all the DLCs and stuff, and absolutely amazing. And I'm holding myself off buying number 2 straight away, because I feel like if I go straight into number 2, I might get a bit overkill. So I'm gonna play a few more games, and then when it goes on sale or whatever, I'll then pick up again, because I'm definitely itching to play number 2, because this was absolutely amazing. Definitely, again, 2018, this would have been breathtaking if I'd got into it straight away. I think and people say that KDC 2 is like another step above. If KDC 2 is even better than this one, I can't wait to play it.
Yeah, well, I looked at, while you were talking, I just went back to our original review. Anthony reviewed it for us on XboxTavern.com. He gave it 10 out of 10. And he's got quite a lengthy review. You're welcome to read it at some point if you want to go to XboxTavern.com and read it. But his final bit thing is Warhorse have developed a game that's not only massively in depth, but equally as intriguing and captivating. Their care and attention to detail pulls through in each and every sequence within. The level of realism isn't going to be for everyone. More me. But for those that want the authentic experience, Deliverance delivers, and then some. It's engaging, it's deep, and it's thoroughly entertaining.
Yeah.
And
but the thing is with realism is that once you've leveled up and you pick certain perks, the realism. I want to say the realism goes away, but like you can stop going hungry as much. In some perks, and there's a perk near the end where literally, if you just stand still, you'll just regenerate your health. So there are ways to kind of dodge the realism down a bit. But yeah, absolutely fantastic game. And obviously I have my companion Mutt next to me, my little dog, who was always handy in a fight if I'd like a fight. Because obviously if you got a 3-on-1 fight, you think realistically, despite how good you might be, if you got a 3-on-1 fight, you're pretty much fucked, right? So to have someone with me to kind of distract someone and then make it a 2-on-1. It was it's fantastic. Just the fact that you have to go to a bathhouse to get yourself clean, and if you don't bath yourself, if you run through the town and you run through puddles while it's raining, your clothes get all dirty, and then when you speak to someone, they'll comment on the fact that what happened to you? Did you fall into a bush? Or like there's a character there called Teresa who's kind of like she's a love interest, but they don't explore that side too much. But one day I'll go there and I'll talk to her in full metal plate armor, and she'll be like, "Cool, aren't you a shiny person?" Or "Well, I can't," or "I'm blinded by the sun," or whatever. And but then if you talk to her with like some posh clothes, and she'll go, "Oh, look how noble you are today, Henry." So like, depending on what you wear and how you dress and how you smell, that's how the NPCs react. And you can learn. You have to make. Well, you don't have to. Well, I suppose you have to because there's a quest near the end where you have to know how to kind of read. But you've got a reading skill. Again, you've got a speech skill. So the more people you speak to, your speech gets better. And Henry exactly, Jay. This is what I mean.
Jay's just been like, "What? Who's that? What? Me?"
And leveling up your speech skill will be able to determine whether you can kind of convince guards to leave you alone or whatever. And it's just like there is a lot of reason to it, but it's not over. It's not like over in your face,
All of that's in the second one too.
Yeah, I was going to say you're just giving me flashbacks to playing fucking Kingdom Come 2, and again I can see why people. Was that Ross?
Is this game free anywhere? Because I feel like I'd like to try it, but I don't want to be splashing.
It did come on Game Pass, but do you know what? I think it might be like on sale for about £8 last week. It might not be on sale anymore. But,
I think I have it on my Epic Games Store. I think it's one of the ones they gave away at one point.
Yeah, but it is absolutely amazing.
Oh, it's not in Game Pass. That's annoying.
No, it used to be because it was in Game Pass. I started it and I thought, I wouldn't mind this, and then it came off, and I was like, and then I think about a year later or something, the game and all DLCs were in a bundle for like 15 or 16 quid, and I was like, yes. And then I didn't play it again for 5 years. But I have now completed it. I'm just having a quick look because I swear on number 1. There you go.
Yeah,
so it's
go on.
So on CD keys, it's £6.09 on PC.
I was going to say, if you've got the Epic Game Store, they did give it away for free because I've got it on there.
Yeah. I feel like I could afford £6 to splash it and try it.
Everything you said, Pete, it sounds great, and it sounds exactly like something.
I feel there's a bot coming here.
20-year-old Jamie would have loved. But when I played 2, I haven't played
50 years ago.
When I played 2, I literally just everything that you've described is what put me off about the game. Like it was just so tedious and so not arbitrary, but like you have to consider so many things, and you have to take your time with so much, and like crafting takes fucking forever. Getting anywhere takes forever. You have to make sure you're clean. You have to make sure
you don't craft in number 1.
It's so so tedious that you could spend hundreds of hours if you really enjoy it. But for me, I could not get into it.
Says the person who plays Breath of the Wild and has to fix his sword every 5 seconds. It's the same as this. But the thing is, you don't have to. The thing is, right? You got the option, right? You can take your sword to the blacksmith and you can sharpen it yourself, or you can just pay the armor smith to do it for you.
Yeah, but
that's true.
They're very different games. Breath of the Wild's far easier.
Yeah, KDC's much better. Yeah.
We'll have that debate off of here now because we haven't got time this evening to get into that. But I'm glad you enjoyed it. I know Gray's obviously been enjoying KDC 2.
I do. I'm looking forward to getting back into that.
Maybe we can figure something out and you can play KDC 2 at some point and see what you think of it. And Ross, when you play it eventually, when you stop playing fucking Ass Creed and Antfall, maybe you can join them and see. And then I'll be the odd one out yet again. It's like Red Dead Redemption over again, Pete.
I was going to say,
yeah.
I was going to say it's going to be like Ian. You'll just get to it 2 years after everybody else plays it.
Yeah.
Catching strays and he's not even here.
There you go, Ross. The Kingdom Come of all DLC is $4.99 for Xbox. Oh, currently out of stock. Oh, that's a shame.
You fucking
No.
you left
Sorry.
it up there, Peter. You just slammed it in.
I was like, oh, look at that. Oh, it's out of stock.
Well, I'm sure that there's always sales going on, and I'm sure it'll
I feel devastated now.
But yeah, the
Nice,
real life
okay.
elements aren't as aggressive as some games, which is why I think I was able to continue with it. So
Yeah, we'll wait till you play the second one. Anyway, let's move on from Kingdom
Yeah, but
Come
even
2.
better.
Yeah, well, I hope you do enjoy it because again, I can see why people like it. It was just not for me at all.
like, if I played number 2, I can see it being my game of the year.
Well, at least it
If
would
you
be
like
a
the
game
first
release
one, I
this
can
year.
see that one being it.
Not a DLC.
It'll shut Ian up, wouldn't it? Anyway, all right. I've got one more quick game I want to talk about before we move on to the news and stuff. A game called Layla.
Eric Clapton?
Layla. I was so tempted to start with that, and then no, I'm not doing it. But it's another puzzle game, point and click this time, though, which obviously doesn't play tremendously well on a console because you're using the mouse, the analog stick to move the mouse around. But other than that, really, really enjoyed it. It's a story of Layla and her life growing up to where she's got to at this point. And she is basically gifted this sort of futuristic VR headset where she can look back at certain key points in her life, and you just explore, how she got there, who she is, what she's done, and it's all very nicely written, nicely performed, some great music, and very not difficult puzzles, but very interesting puzzles. Again, point and click stuff. So a lot of the time you're finding certain items in the area, like hidden items, like this cafe. If you're watching the trailer here, there's 10 items hidden within the scenery, and they're sort of hidden in the blank spaces, as it were. And you have to find them, and each one gives you a sort of more of the story and more of the backstory as to who she is and how she's grown up, etc., etc. It's only 2 hours long, maybe not even that push. But yeah, really nice little puzzle game to enjoy if you like puzzle games like that, and get through it in an evening. And it was just a lovely little time around. It's one of those games where I finished it and I sat and I was like, do you know what? I really fucking enjoyed that. That was very nice. And then I moved on and I'll play something else, or I'll start playing something else instead. Yeah, I highly recommend it if you enjoy a bit of a puzzling. Definitely better on PC if you can use mouse to play, because I did plug a mouse into my Xbox and didn't work, unfortunately. But yeah, if you do like a bit of point and click puzzling action that's not too tricky, but it's got a really nice story, really good performances, again, tremendous music. I'm a big sucker for music in video games. Yeah, highly recommend it. Go check it out. Layla, and my review will be up in a few days because the game is out on the 17th, I think. And I'm
really into music and games, and yet refuses to play Baldur's Gate. The mind boggles.
I've listened to the music for Baldur's Gate. It's very good. It's very good.
It's fucking outstanding.
Yeah, I would recommend Layla and its soundtrack. Tremendous. Anyway,
it gave me Broken Sword vibes. I have to say that, like the way the graphics were in that cafe, they think I was getting Broken Sword vibes. So
yeah, it's very Broken Sword, but like the animation and stuff they do is tremendous. And
the rain effect in that cafe there looked absolutely stunning.
It's like like the lo-fi. Is it lo-fi?
Lo-fi, yeah.
Where she's sitting there with her headphones on, just and you got the nice chill music. It's very similar art style to that, and it's brilliantly animated, brilliantly told story, and just a very enjoyable game. I think when my review comes out, I think I opened it saying it reminds me of Lake, and that, I mean, what more can I say?
You spoiled it.
What can I say? Just in terms of how much I enjoyed it. Just in terms of how much I enjoyed it, is a lovely little game. Anyway, that's enough. We could talk about Lake if you like, lads.
We could, but we're not gonna.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Well, we got some news to get onto. Before we do,
what top 5?
Before we do, Graham. Now Ian's not here to fucking step on my shit. Stress Paul.
Stress Paul. What?
Yeah, on FIFA Ultimate Team. Well, it turns out that the best one I got was, I can't remember, I'm not sure what he's called now. It might be Dream Chasers Alaba. I might need the rest of.
Hey, wait. Did you just say Dream Chasers Alaba?
Dream Chasers, yeah, it's the promotion.
That's pretty close to Thunderstruck as far as I like that one. Dream Chasers.
Hey, there's not a Dream Chaser. There's a fuck birthday.
Oh, that was it then. He's a pink one, I think. It's like 93 or something.
93, yes.
So that was a decent pull because he's a super fast centre back. So they're quite rare and come in quite handy.
you can tell it's getting to the disgusting part of the year, that when a 93 rated centre back with 90 pace has gone for 115.
Yeah, well, I've managed. Not that that's my best pull, but an interesting pull is I finally pulled the 2 golds that I've never pulled in the previous one. One being Teo Hernandez, the AC Milan left back. He still goes for 200,000, even though he's a gold card.
Oh shit! Fucking
He's very good.
87. What the shit?
So for a gold card, he's still pretty costly. And the other card,
I mean, his track star ones are disgusting.
Is the gold lady one, Graham Hansen. I think she plays.
I was going to say there's a player in the game called Green Reaper.
Graham Hansen, and not only that, it's a female. But I finally got that gold card. I think it's 90 rated or something.
Caroline Graham Hansen.
So I never pulled that one in the last year's one, and I finally managed to pull this card this year. So those 2 cards I haven't pulled before, so they were quite.
She's got a 97.
Yeah, that's the team of the year one.
Damn.
Gonna get nowhere near that one, but it's quite a popular card because I think it's got the Trickster one, which seems to be quite a fan favorite one. But yeah, those are my only interesting pulls that I managed to get.
I mean, you could Evo her up to 92.
Could. But the positions they play, there's no chance she's getting into the squad at the moment. The squad base one I did was the Gerd Müller. He's like 93, 94 one, and he's got the new play style, the low pass, low driven shot. The
92 or the 94?
94. So that's one I did the squad base challenger for, and he is amazing with that low driven shot. It's like a little cheat code. Because you only have to tap the shoot button and it whizzes at low. You can just hit it from the outside of the box and it just goes right in the
I don't like that, man. I don't like when they've got like broken mechanics like that.
It just feels broken because if you know exactly where to hit it, it just whizzes so low and the goalies just can't get to it.
It was like the Trivela or the fucking finesse shot a few years back.
Oh, they're still there. They still happen.
They're fucking disgusting. You're like,
they are
that
horrible
just wouldn't happen.
Not that many times in one.
Like you see, like a Trivela goal. Like how often do you see a Trivela goal? Mo Salah is probably the most prolific Trivela type player. He like Trivela's the most. Yeah, but I mean, like in the modern day game, and like he maybe gets fucking like 3 a season.
Yeah,
you play fucking FIFA and they're like 3 a fucking 10-minute spell.
Yeah. At least trying it anyway. At least the finesse is out that you do see those a couple more times in the real game. But yeah, everyone keeps trying those ones because if you hit them in the right spot, they always tend to go in if you're green time.
Green time Trivela. Just fucking sweat.
Yeah. It's the equivalent of spawn killing, Jay. Let's put it that way. It's an unnecessary, just a lame tactic.
I mean, it sounds like it would be incredibly annoying, especially for someone like me who's like, oh, I'll just have a quick game and get absolutely fucking wiped the floor with.
I mean, the thing is, it's getting to the point where you can almost counter it because you know, like, so many folk are going to try it. So you just manual goalkeeper just a wee bit. Just to shuffle
the best parallel I can think of is old school Street Fighter 2 when someone picked Eddie Honda when he could move forwards whilst doing the slap. It's like, you know it's coming. If they get it early on, then there's no defense against this. You're gonna
just put your controller down and just go, fuck you.
So it's equivalent of that.
Fair enough. Well, I've already forgotten half of the conversation you said. Am I right in thinking that the Dream Catchers is actually a made-up
promotion in there? No, there is Dream Catchers in there.
Okay, right.
Or Dream Chasers, not Catchers, you weirdo.
Dream Chasers, sorry. That's what he wants. That's what he needs in his life.
Let me see. Wait. Let me make it bigger. Hang on. Just the screen. Nothing else.
There you go, Jay.
Dream Chaser Kaka. Look at him.
Look at hair.
Look at him.
It's majestic.
I actually have a loan version of that if it counts.
That counts. Is almost as good as the Thunderstruck. But nice. That's every year I just want a good Kaka card. That's all I want. What was the one you had last week that was really good? I'm already forgetting now. I forgot the name of it. I enjoyed that name though.
Laurent Blanc.
Yes.
Laurent
Blanc.
Oh, Immortals.
Laurent Blanc. Yes. Almost.
What about Lizarazu? It's a great name.
Oh,
This
Raz is a legend as
the
well.
Immortals is the current promotion. So I didn't get that particular Blanc, but I got an Immortals Blanc, and I got it was that one, 89, and I got an Immortals Hernandez
Cam.
as well. Yeah, he can play centre back and cam, which is, I mean, for that stats, you can see like he only goes for like 14,000. It's so cheap now.
Well, if you just whip out your credit card, Gray, you could have all these players and more, you know?
The day I spend money on this is the day I'm giving up on the game of the world, that I have to sink that low to put money into this.
Yeah, well, just think poor little EA. They're only making billions of dollars off of people who are spending money on it, you know?
I mean, the thing
Really
is,
helps.
we're only maybe like a month away from Team of the Season cards hitting, and it's just like you're going to get to the point where you go online at like the weekend and like every single fucking team has Team of the Season, because it just gets to the point where they're just giving them out like candy.
Oh yeah, in the final stretch, they just give out all the promotions. They just put every single promotion out there and just let it all
just go test up.
That's what happened last year when I started playing it around the Euros, and like my team was like 98. Every player was 98, and I'm like, I've just traded in a few packs. I've got a 98 rated team. It was crazy.
You know, the one thing that I would say, and I've not managed to get in it as much as I would have hoped of, but I'll see if I can find it in the background when I'm looking at it. But like the fact that with evolutions, it has allowed you to get a team, like if you really wanted to have like certain players, that you can still have a really good team without having to worry about the meta type idea, because there's still going to be some good players.
Yeah, no, like I said, there's a lot of choice this time. I think that's the only thing. Not everyone that spends a lot of money can have a stacked team. If you do if you get a lot of follow and build a lot of the squad-based challenges, you can actually get a competing team, shall we say. So if you're still half decent at the game, you can still challenge. Because I still give these people a run for their money who've got these sort of team of the year cards, team of this, these beastly cards. Amount of times I come up against like a super juiced Mbappe, and I was like, okay, gonna have to concentrate for this one. And you do. You just everyone's got these ones. It's no longer sort of, oh no, I'm gonna get stuffed here, because it's not always the case.
But it's like, so like there's, for example, there's like the Celtic squad, and you've still got like, so like an 89, an 88, you've still got players like that. But like if you click in like Kyogo, by doing an evolution, you can get him all the way up to being viable.
Oh yeah.
Like if you stack a couple of evolutions, because one, he's rapid, like he's 84 normal, but then you've got him like 89 rated, 95 pace, 89 shooting. Like that's incredible.
That's all you need.
So like that makes like a Celtic full ultimate team viable. Or a Rangers.
Very costly, because you can't get all the evolutions for free and everything.
Yeah. But just like Jamie is the name for that one, by the way, Jay, just subtle nod to you there.
Good work, lad. Good work.
So it's just nice having this in and being able to build
your
a
own
team
teams.
you want.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. There's a lot of things you can do, sort of evolving your own kind of ones.
Not being paralysed by the meta.
Yes.
Nice. All right. Well, thank you very much for that extended best
Version.
pool segment. Thank you very much. I do like a good best pool. But before we get to the news, I've breaking news, lads.
Breaking news.
Especially because Pete's got top 5 for us.
I have indeed. Top 5.
I've not lifted a pen and bit of paper up yet. I'll wait to hear the question before I decide if I'm fucking picking it up. Because if it's Gears or fucking Halo.
Yeah, I haven't lost in a while. So
I was going to say, we'll just give it to Graham then if it's Gears.
I mean, you need to write 5 things down, so you might want something.
Well, I'm ready.
That's right.
Go
I'll use
ahead.
a notepad.
Okay, right. I'm a bit worried because I feel like Ian might have done this, but we'll go with it anyway. To give you 5 easy points. Right. So
give us a 2 to 6 on the BAFTA of most influential games.
Yeah.
Well, probably, to be honest, I can't remember after them anyway. But
No.
Okay.
The list was idiotic.
What are the top 5 Xbox rated games that were released this year on Metacritic? That makes sense.
Well, he hasn't done this year. He's done
Not
overall,
done this year.
So, yeah, and this is Xbox only, not
shit.
like combined with PC and PS5. So, what are the top 5 rated games on Metacritic?
So I take it you don't mean like exclusives, but it's the Xbox rating of this game.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Like
So
100,
while we're
88 on Xbox, 90 on PC, and 86 on. This is the Xbox.
While we're writing down our top 5 answers here, especially against Pete, why
you need
don't you
them in
tell us
order?
about? Huh?
Do you need them in order?
No.
Good.
I mean,
why don't you tell us about another game you've been playing, just very briefly? It's something else you played in the last 3 or 4 months since you've been on.
I mean, this week's actually a good story because for some reason I wanted to play the F1 game. I don't know why. Maybe because the season started and I was like, do you know what? I fancy a go. But the game kept on bloody overheating my Xbox. So I was like, well, I haven't had that before. And then I'm playing it. I was like, well, to be fair, I was like, this is weird because the game was making my Xbox Series X sound like a PS3. But it was, I was like, I haven't heard that noise in a while. But I managed to buy some air in a can, give it a good spray, and it's now quiet as a mouse. So yeah, I've been playing F1 just to jump in. Don't know why. I just felt like playing it. And the other one, I started a new save on Football Manager. I keep doing like every now and then. This time I've just started a one where it's kind of like youth only. So not like a youth academy only, but I'm restricting myself to buying. At first I thought maybe 18 and under players, but I'm going to restrict myself to buying players that are 20 or under. And I skipped one season and took over a shit team that got promoted, which was Stourbridge, which I thought was more north, but it's actually just south of Wolverhampton, which is still north according to us, but it's actually not too far north of like Cirencester and that. So
in the bit that's called the Midlands.
Yes, the Midlands. It is in the Midlands. Yeah. For some reason, I thought Stourbridge was. The funny thing is, though, even though it is like in the Midlands but more south, I am actually in the Conference North rather than the Conference South because it depends on how many teams are there. So yeah, I've been playing a bit like this week. Of course, my budget of 6,000 a week to get players in. I've managed to find This is why it's easy to do young kids because when you try and buy a young kid over an experienced player, the younger kids always want lower wages. So my star player who is good for this league is on like £180 a week, and a lot of them are also on like part-time contracts on £0
£180 a week.
Play.
I know, minimum wage.
I know, right? This is like the 6th tier of English football. We get paid more than these guys. You're
living out your dreams, yeah? Oh, £200 a week of it.
I know, yeah. But some guys get paid. Some guys don't get paid, and only get paid if they make an appearance. If they come off the bench, they get paid £50. But if they start, they get £100. So it's this slow squad. And I picked Stourbridge as well because I have access to the kind of the editor database, so I saw. Because every team has like facilities, and Stourbridge had like really bad facilities. So it will be a long haul in terms of trying to get Stourbridge, to the top with only buying players that are kind of 20 or under, or using my youth academy. And actually, I'm in December now, and I've just got the report, and everything was like E. So yeah, I'm not gonna have a good mistake this year. How you guys getting on?
Yeah,
I've got 5.
I've written down.
I am ready when you
So, just to be clear, this was the top 5 rated games that were released this year on Xbox on Metacritic. Yeah? Okay. Right. Who wants to go first?
I think the reigning champion should go first.
I thought you said the reigning loser then. I guess that's me.
Okay.
Go on,
I'm not winning, am I? Oh, I'll go first.
No, I mean you won last week.
Yeah, I did. I suppose. Yeah, just about.
Right,
Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Okay.
KCD 2, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
Okay.
South of Midnight.
Okay.
Monster Hunter Wilds.
Okay.
And Avowed.
Okay. Graham?
Not too much dissimilar. I put KCD 2, Monster Hunter Wilds, Avowed, Assassin's Creed Shadows, and then I added, instead of South of Midnight, I put Like a Dragon, Yakuza.
Okay. Ross?
I've got AC Shadows, Monster Hunter Wilds, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Split Fiction, and Atomfall.
I knew there was another one in there that I should have thought of. Fucking,
Well,
yeah.
I can tell you that one of you has got 2 out of 5, and the other 2 have got 3 out of 5. But they're different games as well. So I don't know if this is kind of like a tiebreaker. I'll tell you what, I'll do a tiebreaker. Well, I'll reveal the 5. So,
Okay.
number 1, hang on, let me just get the page up. So, number 1 is Split Fiction with a 93 rating, which Ross got.
Yeah, didn't even go out.
Number 2 is Monster Hunter Wilds, which all 3 of you got on 90 rated. Number 3 is Kingdom Come Deliverance, which all 3 of you got on 88 rated. Number 4 is Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza Hawaii, which Graham got. And number 5, which I was very surprised, was 2 Point Museum, which got a 86.
Random.
Very nice. I've got that installed and I haven't even started it yet.
So what was top 5?
So Split Fiction, Monster Hunter Wilds, KDC 2, Yakuza Pirate, and 2 Point Museum. So Ross
between you two then.
So me and Ross got 3. Oh, I find I got a joint win. That's the little win for me.
Hang on.
Do you guys want to do a quick? You've got like 30 seconds to write down what you think could be between 6 and 10, and Jamie can talk about something.
Or we could just get number 6.
Yeah, we've got guess one for 6.
Okay, go for 6, but you'll never get it.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, go on. I'll pick 1, and then Ross picks 1, and then whoever's highest in that list out of 6 to 10. How does that work?
We get 30 seconds to think. Yeah, so like if we both say a game and mine's is 13 and Gray's is 8, then Gray wins.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that sounds fair. Okay, go on. You do that.
You two can discuss among yourselves.
Right, I know which one I'm picking anyway.
Special guest Pete.
Yeah.
I speaking to The Last of Us earlier on, I started playing the no return mode earlier on. Earlier this week, sorry. Again, because I really enjoyed it. I assume you haven't played it yet. It's obviously on PS5. It's basically like a roguelike mode where you work your way through a series of levels and you get to the end of a really hard boss. And despite the fact not really liking roguelikes so much, but I like The Last of Us a hell of a lot. I'm having a great time. It's so different to playing it. Obviously, in the main game, you're trying to be a bit sneaky, trying to be a bit stealthy, trying to figure out, trying to get around enemies rather than fight them necessarily. But this one, you're forced to fight them, and it's quite a refreshing change of pace. It gets really hard, especially once you get to the end of it, because the end boss is one of the various bosses you fight through the game. But depending on what you've unlocked and what powers what upgrades you've unlocked and what weapons and stuff, it can either be slightly easier or incredibly hard. I got to one of the end runs once, and it was against the bloaters, like the big fuck off guys, and I had a pistol and a knife. And I was like, I'm not getting anywhere with this. I've got no chance. But yeah, I really enjoyed. I know you haven't got a PS5, but if you do get one, or if you borrow my one at some point, I would highly recommend you check it out, because it is a surprisingly fun mode to play once you finish the main game. I've unlocked several of the characters. I think I've only got 1 or 2 left to unlock, and I quite like playing as Ellie, and I quite like playing as what's his name? Joel's brother. What's his name? Why am I drawing a blank?
Nigel.
Tommy. Yeah, I quite like playing as him as well.
Nigel.
And they've all got their different perks and stats. Tommy, he can't dodge, but he's got much more powerful weapons, whereas Ellie can dodge and she can craft Molotovs or what have you. Yeah, it's for what was a mode, I was like, I'm not really bothered about this. I actually I'm quite enjoying playing it more than I expected, and I will keep playing it until Last of Us Part 3 comes out, which maybe never.
Yeah, it's funny enough, because we joked 5 years ago that it will come out in like 2028, and that's only like 3 years away. So
yeah, I think I feel like Intergalactic is going to be out in 2028 at this rate, and then we got no chance for fucking Last of Us Part 3 if it ever comes out. I would like it to, but we'll see. But anyway, that's enough time for them to have finagled the list. Graham, Ross, come on.
Right, so are you guys saying a game and then see which one's higher?
Yes.
Okay. If you got
That's if Green's still alive.
Can you not chuck it outside?
I might win by default just because Green's decapitated.
That one keeps annoying me. Then the other one's just sniped me under the table. He's got his claws in my leg. Didn't even see him under here.
Put like a scratching post by your legs so they go for that.
This one will leave me alone.
Right, go on then, Ross. What is your nominated game?
I'm just going to stick to it. I'm just going to say Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Great.
No, I was going to go Atomfall.
Well, one of your games is number 7. The other is 18.
Ooh.
Assassin's Creed is number 7 with 85. Atomfall down with a 73 Metascore.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
there's so much new stuff about that.
Yeah, I was speaking to my mate about what it's been said about it, and I'm like, don't judge by that, because he's he's heard good stuff about it, but at the same time he's heard bad stuff about it. I'm like, mate, I was listening to another podcast with the wonderful X1 Bros, who's done a bit of work for Jay's quiz from the Man, the Myth, the Legend X1. And he's like, we're in a great time for video games. We're in a shit time for video game reviews because some of the stuff that's coming out with some of the games recently is it's fucking diabolical.
Yeah. I mean, it was rated 74 on PC and PS5 and 73 on Xbox, and has a average user rating of 6.9.
You get like people who come. You get people who's like this fucking, what's his name, that Asmongold or whatever his fucking tits is.
Well,
and like,
he can get in the fucking bin. But
that's what I was going to say. I mean, he's slating like Assassin's Creed, and it's like, this is best Assassin's Creed we've had since 2.
He's also full of shit in other regards that we're not going to get into right now.
Yeah, and it's just like, he just comes out and he's like, oh, this game's barely got anybody playing it. It's a fucking single player game.
So
it's a single player story based game. When you've played it, you've played it. Yeah. It's not fucking Call of Duty where you can jump on and play 6 hours every fucking night and get something different. You fucking long haired, bearded, weird looking cunt.
So to round
you could have just gone with cunt. There's no need for the rest.
That's to say, Jay's right there.
I've got a beard as well.
He said long haired. He ruled himself out of that one.
Yeah. How about getting the beard then?
You got the beard.
Yeah,
you said long hair.
If you call this a beard, Gray, that's very kind of you. But
it's like the saying in the film The Gentleman, when he calls the certain person a something cunt. That has nothing to do with that. He's not saying that all people who are this has that. It's just saying that you in particular are that with that. And that's what he is.
Well, a cunt who happens to have long hair and a beard.
Yes.
Without either of the latter, you would still be a massive cunt. Anyway.
Yeah. Let me just run out the top 10 quickly. So number 6 is Mullet Mad Jack.
What the fuck?
I literally saw that in Game Pass, I think.
What the shit is that?
Again,
86 scored Mullet Mad Jack.
It's like a retro style first person shooter. So it's like Doom and Wolfenstein. So all the enemies, I believe, are 2D sprites, but you like running around in 3D. And apparently it's really, really good. I haven't played it yet. But...
Well, apparently
I didn't expect it to be
number 6 in the list.
So yeah, Assassin's Creed number 7, WWE number 8, Ninja Gaiden 2 Black 9, and number 10 is Lost Records.
Lost Records Human Rage. Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that.
Avowed came in at number 11 with 81.
WWE being so high.
South of Midnight is down at 16 with 77. Eternal Strands 17 with 76.
Oh, I had that written down. I took it off, but I didn't expect
76.
That's
76 for Eternal Strands. Yeah,
game is Eternal Strands. But I know you'd enjoy Eternal Strands. I definitely.
Yeah, it's on my list to play.
It's fucking incredible.
Fucking brilliant. Still my game of the year at the moment. It's
76.
Fucking brilliant.
76.
This is what I mean about the whole fucking review system at the moment.
Oh wow, it's so 76 PC, 76 Xbox, PS5, 69.
That's fucking shambolic. Like everybody's entitled to their opinion, of course. But
opinions are like arseholes. Everybody's got one. Doesn't mean we necessarily need to hear about it.
Again, it's my favorite game of the year. We can get into that later in the year when we talk about that sort of thing. But
that's harsh.
Yeah. So far, anyway.
That's really harsh.
We got a long way to go yet, but I fucking loved it. I thought
there's a guy who gave it a 6, and he said the game is fucked, but the main reason I delete it because it didn't tell you where to actually go to finish the story, so you need to see the yit, and I hate games like this.
Wow.
I mean, is that a critic or is that a user review?
It's a user.
It's a user.
Yeah, okay,
because
thank you very much.
he spelled delete without an E on the end, and he spelled because BCZ.
Well, much like Asmongold, that guy sounds like a long-haired bearded cunt. And we
how many of the comments in it have got a fucking non-binary comment in it? I guarantee there's fucking.
Whoa!
I guarantee there's enough fuckers in there going. There's a non-binary character in it. And oh my god, this is you're just woke, and I just don't know why you do this in video games. You're fighting a fucking dragon.
It's not real.
What the fuck is the identity of the person, the most fucked up thing in the game?
Where you can control the elements of weather and fire and ice.
This fucker's shooting ice at me. I don't care what's between the legs.
But Ross, it's totally unrealistic. No, we don't need to get into this because I was going to go down a rabbit hole.
What wokeness is killed gaming? That's all I can say.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, cunts. Anyway, right, let's move on. Let's get into the news. Let's get the
Great top five, thank you.
Pete. Thank you very much, Pete. That was
very
enjoyable.
Pete.
Let's do some more top fives when Ian's back and when Pete's back. You can join us more often. Why don't you? Let's talk about the news, lads.
Is there?
There's not much to talk about, really.
Quiet week this week. Very quiet week.
I built it up and then I lost my energy completely. So we've got an Xbox Showcase Direct coming in June 8th.
Also known as Get Dreamy Junk Night.
6 p.m.
Yes.
Where they're going to talk about games. They haven't announced what games.
You
Normally
hope.
they give us a list of 4 games they're going to talk about, and then they tell us what they're going to talk about afterwards, which in this case is The Outer Worlds 2. So much like Starfield and Call of Duty, which had a sort of 45-minute to an hour showcase after the Direct in the last few years, this year is going to be Outer Worlds 2. Graham, I know you're excited about Outer Worlds 2.
Yep, quite liked the first Outer Worlds. It was decent. It was
Humor.
Yeah, good humor in it, and it set itself apart from the other games. Quite a nice story to it as well. So yeah, all for that one. Quite like that one.
They announced a 2025 release date, not a specific date, but they said it's coming this year, right?
Yeah, well, there was an 11-minute gameplay trailer of it that was released when this sort of news came out as well.
Yes, so,
and from what I've heard from that, it's very impressive.
So what I'm going to do, because IGN have done their IGN first stuff, which is always very entertaining. They do like an old magazine cover style thing. Old friend Ryan McCaffrey leads that.
Another friend of the show.
Good old Ryan McCaffrey. Thank you very much for joining the Expert Tavern Quid one time. So yeah, like, as Ross said, they've done some gameplay previews and some early access impressions. So it's got to be coming this year. But while I look up the trailer here, what would you want to see from this Direct specifically? Do you want to see them focus on, the story, the gameplay mechanics, like the stealth or the combat or what have you, or will they have expanded the world? Will they expanded the humor, etc., etc.? Talk to me about it, lads, because I haven't played the first one, so I've no idea.
Game mechanics, more of the same in regards to aesthetics, the narration, the sort of dialect that's in the game. I mean, because when I think big Outer Worlds isn't big in regards to like certain RPGs, but when I think of like games like that, and I think of Obsidian, I think Fallout New Vegas, which was quite gritty. There wasn't a lot of comedy in New Vegas compared to like if you think of something like a Fallout 4 or something. There's still some like comedy moments to it, whereas Fallout New Vegas was very like a gritty storyline. Whereas this is much more light-hearted, very comic-centric in some of the interactions you get. So more of the same, more of the funky weapons that were in the first game. Yeah, they built a great game in the first one. Didn't get as much love as I think it deserved. But fingers crossed now that they've sort of built a platform, and Obsidian should just get the benefit of the doubt anyway for building games, because they don't really fail at building good games.
They have a lot of love, and I mean they're doing about 18,000 games at once as well, and they still seem to knock them out of the park.
New Vegas too.
Yeah, one day, mate.
A remaster. I'll take a remaster.
So, I very much like the idea of the Outer Worlds. I definitely typed Outer Worlds when I first started the search for this.
It's the fact that these two games launched so fucking close to each other. Who in the marketing teams for both teams thought that was a great fucking idea?
Yeah, they were like, we'll get that first. No, fuck
One's
you.
an interplanetary story-based game with you've got fucking RPG elements. One you're just trying to fucking launch a rocket.
and yeah, I quite enjoyed what I played of the
Outer Worlds was brilliant as well.
But I didn't get very far in it, and I played a very small amount of Outer Worlds, and I again didn't get far into it, but it seemed quite enjoyable. Pete, have you played Outer Worlds?
I think I played like the first half an hour or something, but I never completed it or anything.
So I like the idea of this sort of game, like a shorter RPG, like you were saying. It's not too in depth, but still got enough to
get your teeth in. You go to a spaceship near at the start.
Yeah,
and then you're and then you're in the wildlands. I think I got to that bit, so not very far in.
That's not far. I didn't get much further than that as well, to be honest. But
I mean, that's technically could be Outer Worlds as well.
Yes, so they're going to focus direct after the direct of just this game. It'd be very interesting to see how they've expanded it, how they've improved the RPG mechanics and the combat and the talking to everybody. Yes, please. Thank you. So yes, we'll see more of that. But in terms of the actual direct itself, they haven't announced what they're going to be showing. Normally, they would say, we're going to show these 4 games off. And I'm sure they will between now and June 8th. But let's just have a quick...
This isn't their E3 show, is it?
It is
E3 show. It is their E3
adjacent replacement show, yeah. So
again, in which case,
last year they announced they're going to do, was it Doom, South of Midnight?
In which case, I've been far too conservative with what I thought we might see.
So normally we get 4 games with a surprise if we're lucky.
This game's available now.
I'll go to you first then. What do you think we're going to see in the actual main showcase before we get to the Outer Wilds?
Well, I was thinking this could be like, as you say, if this is the E3 show, that's where they go balls out and show like everything they've got planned. Where if it's just a showcase, it's stuff we already know about, but they're giving you more information on it. So I was thinking,
I mean, the direct is a bit of both. It's normally everything in it is coming this year, but again, because they haven't announced the games, perhaps that's not the case this year.
Yeah, because I was thinking we might see something about Project Dark, but again,
Perfect Dark, yes.
Perfect Dark, so not Project Dark. Because I was about to say my next one, which is one of the projects they've got working on in regards to like the handheld. Maybe not the Kenan was their own one, but they might have something along the lines of like their partnership with Asus and what they plan on bringing out for that. Is it too early to think we might get a code name for like the next gen?
I would not be surprised to see a very slight tease, but like
that's what I mean, like a code name type idea.
Oven, especially as we discussed last week, where they had the guy in the sort of factory. This is where we're building the next console. I wonder why you were saying that now, just before a few months before the showcase.
But that's the couple of things I think we could see. Perfect Dark and more on their handheld side, or even a project name for the next gen console, because we all know Xbox loves their project names.
Love a good project name here.
Scorpio.
Damn right. While I give the other 2 time to think, because I think you're not far off with the handheld. Certainly, I think we might see something along those lines. Although, again, this is more a game showcase as it's named, but I think we're going to see some sort of tease towards the handheld side of it, where like you've got these games we've shown off and you can possibly play them on the go.
Well, that's what I was just about to say. Can you imagine like they were showing you these new games, and like just as the show was starting to wrap up, it was like all footage shown today was on the Asus Xbox handheld available and blah blah blah.
The camera zooms out and it's just
zooms out and it's just Louis like this.
playing on the playing on the handheld.
Just a camera over his shoulder.
Yeah, kept you waiting. But yeah, I think I would like to see Project Dark. I'm going to call it that from now on. Why not?
Sorry.
But I think if the games are coming this year, I feel like that might be pushing it a little bit. But
yeah,
I would like to see a bit more Fable, a bit more Perfect Dark, and something of Gears of War E-Day. Even if it's just an early gameplay trailer, even if again if it's coming next year or the year after, whatever. I'd like to see some more of that other than the cinematic trailer they've shown us so far.
But even if it's just like Phoenix getting into like the fucking recruitment office or something, just like a very like a 10-second clip of like a big huge fucker silhouette behind them walking up, sitting down, and it's like a coalition sign, and then like pans out and it's like Gears of War E-Day, and it's like
got the bandana sorted. But I'd like to see a little bit more of one of them. I don't know. I think if out of those three, we're only going to get one. And my leaning would be towards Fable rather than the other two, but I'd like to see all three of them. Other than that, I don't really know, because obviously you've got Doom the Dark Ages out in about a month.
Next month. Yeah.
And then beyond that, we don't really know anything else that's coming out this year. That obviously, again, you've got Fable, you've got Perfect Dark, you've got Gears.
GTA?
We still haven't got a deal on it.
Specific. Could we see the Halo Unreal Engine 5 game? I feel like it's way too early for that, but
I think for me, the hopes and dreams is going to be Elder Scrolls. Obviously, that's what I mean. Hopes and dreams, like the scale. Hopes and dreams will be news on Elder screens, and then realistically, it's probably going to be the new Call of Duty, which is rumored to be a Blops 2 sequel.
Because looking at like games. Looking at games for the rest of the year, you've got like Elden Ring, Night Rain, Mind's Eye, Rematch is getting a lot of hoo-ha about it. Tony Hawk coming out later in the year.
I don't feel like Tony Hawk would be a good fit for Direct because everybody's played that. Well, a lot of people have played that. And
Hell is us.
Known quantity. Yeah, it's not.
When was the last Forza? When did the last Forza come out?
Well, this is the thing. A Forza could technically be there, but we've heard, and it's a Horizon series this time. So Playground are a wee bit busy at the moment.
and that's what throws me off, because they haven't announced the games. Normally, again, they announce you're going to see these 4 games, but they haven't said anything. They haven't even teased, one of the games. Only the Outer Worlds. The Outer Worlds, which is going to be after.
Maybe Numeric Heart is coming to Game Pass.
I would be shocked if we don't see. We'll definitely see more for Borderlands 4.
But will we though? Because it's all Xbox first-party stuff mostly, or Xbox.
So we know, because this is the E3. If this is the E3 show, this is where they show everything. This is the one where it's like trailer after trailer after trailer after trailer.
Right. You keep talking. I'm going to look up the last Xbox Game Showcase, see what they showed.
Well, the last Xbox Game Showcase was the one where they had. Oh, that was Developer Direct. I'm thinking that had like exactly. 4
Developer
games.
Direct was the 4 games: Doom, Claroscure, South of Midnight, and Ninja Gaiden. So maybe I'm getting confused, because that's what I was thinking of. Perhaps I'm losing the point. Maybe we'll see more multi-platform or third-party stuff.
Yeah, because I've just pulled it up just now. Every reveal that they had at the last showcase: Black Ops 6, Indiana Jones, E-Day, Dark Ages Avowed, Diablo, Flight Simulator, World of Warcraft, Veilguard, Assassin's Creed Shadows, Stalker 2, Age of Mythology, Fable, Mixtape, Perfect Dark, Expedition 33, South of Midnight, Shattered Space expansion for Starfield, State of Decay 3, Wu Chang Fallen Feathers, Gold Road expansion for ESO, Metal Gear Solid, Snake Eater, 76, Life is Strange, Sea of Thieves, Atomfall, Flintlock, Winterborough, Frag Punt, and Mecha Break.
So again, all right, my mistake. I was getting myself confused with the developer.
Ninja Gaiden 4. Sorry to interrupt. Ninja Gaiden 4.
A lot of those games you just talked about there. So we've got Gears of War E-Day, nothing since. Where we're looking here, Fable, obviously nothing since. Mixtape, nothing since. Perfect Dark, nothing since. Shattered Space, South of Midnight's obviously already out.
They also
out this year. Winter Burrow, I don't even remember what the hell that was. Fragpunk's just come out, but it's been delayed on console. And Mecha Break is out soon, so we could see more of them. But yeah, I mean, the window is wide open really in that case, because
they also showed off the 1 terabyte Series S in Robot White, all digital Xbox Series X, and a 2 terabyte Xbox Series X in Galaxy Black. So they showed off hardware as well as games at the last Xbox Game Showcase.
Yes, in that case, I'm more with you in terms of certainly the handheld, perhaps the next gen. Although again, I feel like it might be a bit early for that.
Yeah,
especially with the shit going on with old
tariffs.
Green Man at the minute and the tariffs. But yeah, no, I hands up. I was getting myself confused with the developer.
Yeah, because I was getting mixed up with Developer Direct, which is where they like homed in on X amount of games that they knew were definitely coming, and they wanted to highlight them with studios and stuff like that.
Yeah, so it's I mean the doors are wide open. Beat Gray, any more thoughts on games you'd like to see?
I'm thinking Mass Effect 5, but I think they might save that for N7 Day in November.
We're fucking years away from that one, especially Beat.
I know, but I'm just scrolling down this list of games like.
Pete, don't do that to me. I'm going to wreck my desk if you keep doing that. It's just fucking just up underneath.
The game I saw here, Ninja Gaiden 4, was announced for this year, but hasn't got a date, so you might see that a bit more of that.
Yeah, I suspect we'll see some more of that.
Yeah, definitely.
Have you played Black yet? Ninja Gaiden Black. I know.
I haven't installed, but one of the streamers I watch for Elden Ring have said like they can no-hit nearly every part of the game. And they went in and started playing it and died like 30 times in the first 10 minutes. And I'm like, I am not good enough to play this game.
Yeah, I played about half an hour of one of them and didn't like the combat, so turned it off.
It's hard as shit, but it's good fun.
I did not want to put a controller through my monitor or my TV.
It was the Elden Ring before Elden Ring. It was the Demon Souls before Demon Souls, Ninja Gaiden.
So we're looking forward to the direct, the game
showcase.
June 8th. We're going to hopefully do a bit of a live stream / reaction to it.
We shall do.
With a bottle of tequila in one hand and a pillow in the other, so I can just fall asleep.
And some rum.
I'm ready.
Some
rum. Yeah, we'll figure out who's going to join us. Hopefully, we can all join in there. But it's going to be a long evening, I think.
It's good chat.
Indeed. Speaking of upcoming stuff, which I'm sure we'll see more about at the game showcase, Marathon, lads.
Yeah,
ever play Marathon?
I keep hearing a lot about this game, and I have no idea what the fuck it is.
The original Marathon, I think, came out in 1994, 95, something like that, on the PC, and it was like a Bungie's first-person shooter before they moved on to Halo, which obviously.
No, I'm out. I'm done.
Here we are, absolutely like defined the fucking generation. And this one, they sort of brought it back, but it's a PvPvE extraction shooter. So teams of 3 against the enemies, against other players, and the idea is to grab the extraction material and escape. There's a hands-on preview event for some people in the US, I think, recently, where people went to play it for the first time. And I was reading through GameSpot one earlier on. I haven't read the whole thing because it's surprisingly long for a preview. And he seems to be, was it Timur Hussein? He likes the idea of it and he likes the in-the-moment gameplay, but he's not sure how much legs it's going to have because you got fucking how many live service games have come out and shit the bed in recent years. And
this strikes me as
Bungie behind it. It's not. I don't know if it's got that it factor that's going to drag people away from Apex and Fortnite and Warzone and stuff like that.
PUBG.
Well, while they wait for that to load, they could play this, I suppose.
You settle yourself.
So I'm going to put up the GameSpot hands-on video they got here because I haven't actually watched this yet. While you sort of discuss it and think about it in terms of real-time action.
This gives me very much D1 hype, D2 dead.
Yes, I feel like that might be the concern with most of these live service games at this point. But could Bungie do it? Because obviously Destiny is fucking massive. Could they do it again with a brand new IP? Well, a revitalized IP, I should say.
Maybe.
Good insight. Thanks,
Maybe. I personally, like I say, I think it's there's going to be intrigue because it's a new IP or it's got a classic name attached to it. So they'll be like, oh, I remember Marathon. Let's jump in and play it. And then next thing you know, it's going to go. I see this as being, what's the game we played with the operators from Rainbow Six, Splinter
Rainbow Six
Cell?
Extraction.
No. Rainbow Six, Splinter Cell, Far Cry. It was the Ubisoft one, remember? You could play as like the different characters or different people for the different games.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yes.
X-Defiant.
X-Defiant, yeah.
Yeah, this is X-Defiant.
It's gone the way of the dodo.
Yeah, this is X-Defiant. Play it because it's got a bit of intrigue behind it, being Bungie, being a name that's familiar to people, and then it's dead on arrival.
Yeah. I think they needed to have a different approach to these games now that are live service, because it's just
they're
not
rinse and
enough to
repeat.
say, here's the game, go and play it. They need to hold some kind of events and look, get some esports playing. All right, this is what the game is. We've got the esports players come in, they're all going to have this big tournament, show off the game, what is that, and then that'll get people hyped. Oh, actually, yeah, I want to play that, because inevitably that's what it gets, that FOMO, doesn't it? Oh, they're playing it, I want to play it, rather than going, right, go and play it. We want all of your time to play this game now.
But just looking at this, I mean, this looks shit. Like, and I'm not usually the negative one here, but nothing about this looks entertaining.
It's just another shooter.
It looks like something that an indie developer has made. Inspiration of Halo or Division or something. And I'm not saying it's not going to be good, obviously, but I have just watching this trailer now. I have zero interest in even. There's an open alpha, I think, next week or the weekend after. Zero interest in even bothering trying to sign up to play it, because. And
I mean, you usually jump into like.
I'd love to check out whatever and just see if I like it.
But
this
is
how I've found a lot of games this year that I've really enjoyed. But the Bungie's shooting, like the first person shooting mechanics, have always been incredible from Halo onwards. So will that pull it through? I don't know, because I'm just not in for an extraction shooter, PvE, where there's going to be. I mean, it's a premium purchase as well. It's not. They said it's not going to be $70, but it's going to be a premium purchase, and obviously going to be a battle pass. It's going to be so that's upgrades and DLC and loot boxes and all that bullshit.
So this is going to be £40 to buy it, and then you're going to be fucking God knows how much it's going to be for a battle pass and loot boxes.
Oh, no, still maybe to a no.
And they didn't work. It didn't work for Concord. That shit to bed in 2 weeks.
Yep.
It didn't work for even things like Suicide Squad. Just didn't have that it factor to grab people in. And Bungie obviously are very good at what they do, and we'll see whether they've got the stuff to bring in. But again, watching this right now, it's not inspiring me whatsoever.
They started making these games like 5-10 years ago when live service was, people actually liked it. But now it's like no one wants a live service game, but they still got to release these games somehow because of the money development time they spent on it.
But see, this style of game, this PvE, I can think off the top of my head, I can think of one that I've enjoyed playing, and it was Exoprimal.
Yeah,
that's the only one I can think of that I've even had any intrigue about, and that was simply because it was cool ass big fucking dinosaurs and mech dinosaurs, and you had like different challenges going through the map, which was pretty cool.
There, I was calling bullshit on straight away, because that person ran through smoke and knifed them, and I'm like, nope, bullshit.
Done.
I like the style of it, like the visual aesthetic of it is pretty good, but the gameplay is just not grabbing me at all. Like I'm sure it'll be different when we're playing it, but there's nothing inspiring me here. And obviously, it's by Bungie, who's now a PlayStation studio. It's coming to Xbox and PC and PlayStation, obviously. But and
the fact it's not
cross save, but
the fact it's not free to play is disgusting.
Free to play seems to be what
gets people started on it.
You to pay however much. Like I said, they said it's not going to be premium, but it's not going to be free. And then obviously there's no way there's not going to be a battle pass or a season pass or what have you. I don't know. I'm just not. We could fucking be in our own fucking hats in a few months when it comes out in September and be like, oh, actually, it's fucking greatest game of the year. But I highly doubt it somehow.
Yeah. Yeah.
But also, Marathon, if you're into it, let us know in the comments how wrong we are. Perhaps you've played it, or perhaps you're going to play it in a week when the beta or the alpha starts. Sorry, I cannot say how many now.
I'm not
watch that.
I'm not booking time off to make sure I'm available for it. Put it like that.
Certainly not. Like I said, if someone wants to invite me into the alpha and I'll play it, I'll give it a go because, like I said, I like to play all the different stuff, and you find some great games that way. But I can't see the appeal of that whatsoever. I really hope it doesn't go the way of Concord, but perhaps it will. Bungie seems to have now they're done with Destiny properly. They seem to have just gone
off a cliff,
nosedive right off a cliff here. But we'll see. We'll see. Who knows? Who knows? That was a bit off the cuff because, like I said, I haven't watched the trailer just yet, but not massively impressed with that right now. But Ross, I'm going to let you do the next news story while I gather my breath. You pick one. You got 3 to choose from. Go for it.
Okay.
Just crack on.
One last hope and dream from the showcase that I forgot is that Phil Spencer comes out and says they're working with Square Enix and the Final Fantasy VII remakes are coming to Xbox. Boom. That's it. I'm putting it out there in the universe.
I mean, they are coming to the Switch too, so
I could be less interested in that if I tried.
I mean, likewise, but the fact that they've announced at least the first one for Switch 2 probably lends some sort of credence to it coming to Xbox, either and it's out now or later this year. Yeah. Right, Ross, give me another news story quickly, and then we'll wrap this shit up.
I mean, they're very, very quick news stories, probably just bullet points. Xbox determined to expand Play Anywhere, says it will help reach more players. I was speaking to my mate about this earlier, and PlayStation have just released Last of Us 6 versions, deep version 12, whatever it may be, of this game that they've just constantly rehashed.
The complete edition, which puts everything together for the first time, even though you can buy everything already. And
fucking ridiculous. And I said that to him, I was like, Xbox are now at the point where they are just solely focused on, do we really care if you buy it on our hardware, or do we just care if you buy our games wherever the fuck we can get you to play our games? And I think that's what Xbox's marketing strategy is at the moment. Just, we don't care if you buy an Xbox, but we do care if you buy our games. So play it on your PC, play it on your Xbox, play it on your handheld, play it on your fucking PlayStation, play it on your toaster, play it wherever the fuck you want. Just play our games. And I think that's where they're moving towards. And fair play to them. It's a big move, moving away, not completely away from hardware. They are still a hardware company, but they are certainly focusing more on where can we get our games in the hands of more people, and not limiting that to just Xbox hardware. But speaking on that, Atomfall had 268% more players than any other Game Pass title last month, which, when you consider Call of Duty's in there, that's a fairly spectacular number.
It's quite a high percentage. I hadn't considered the Call of Duty-ness. I was thinking more, single player stuff. But yeah, that's quite an impactful debut, I would say, for that game.
Yeah. So what they basically say is a Rebellion survival adventure game achieved a staggering 238% more players than second place game Mullet Mad Jack. The British set game was also 28.8% more popular than all the other games in the list combined.
Not bad entry for Rebellion there. Obviously, they've done well in the past with Sniper
Elite.
Oh,
so sorry, I apologise. It wasn't including all games in Game Pass. It was including all games that debuted in March 2025. So you had Atomfall, Mullet Mad Jack, One Lonely Outpost, Blizzard Arcade Collection, Enter the Gungeon, Mythwrecked, Ambrosia Island, Monster Train, Train Sim 5, Octopath Traveler 2, and Galactica. Octopath Traveler 2, who was it that said they were a big fan of that game?
Yeah, I did.
And down here.
Yeah. So it came in more popular than all of them.
Not a bad debut for Atomfall. Maybe we'll get another one, as Pete was alluding to earlier on. Yeah, not bad. Good work, Rebellion. Keep it up. All right, well, that's all the quick fire news we need to get through, really. We're going to get to the rounding off of the show. Thank you very much. You made this very fucking hero. Ross?
Yes, sir.
Game Pass. Good deal. Things are coming in. Tell me.
Yes, indeed. So April 15th, we have a double done. We have GTA 5 coming to console and PC. And as we said on last week's show, it is the up-spuffed, all singing, all dancing, super fancy next-gen version. So if you haven't played GTA 5, if you're the 3 people in the world that haven't played it, this is probably the best way to play it. But for those who love it for what it is, it's coming back to Game Pass. So I can imagine at some point in time, I'm pretty sure we've already decided we're going to play it next month as Project Game Pass because it's a fucking great game. Some of the experiences you can do online with the races and stuff like that are fantastic. So jump into that because, well, probably the greatest game of all time based on figures and player count and things like that. Certainly one there that's changed the mold in regards to what a video game can do. Can it be a shark card? Also coming on April 15th, we've got Hunt Showdown 1896 on PC. Jay, you touched on this last week that you were quite impressed by it.
I'm very intrigued to play it. I have got it, but I haven't even attempted to start it yet. It's again another PvE
type game,
but I've never played it, so I would be quite interested to play it with everybody. But and then we'll get into, I think.
April 17th, we've got Tempop coming to the console. April 24th, we've been on somewhat of an expedition, some might say.
Perhaps.
Not saying anything else. On Clair Obscura, Expedition 33 on Xbox Series X and X PC. And rounding out the month on April 29th, we have Towerborn. And again, Xbox Series X and S and the cloud.
Special guest Pete, I'm going to let you fill in for Ian. Things are leaving us in a couple of days. Tell me. Going.
So same as last week. All these games are leaving on Tuesday, the April the 15th. So if you're listening or watching later than this, bad luck. So we have Botany Manor, Coral Island, Harold Halibut, Homestead Arcana, Connor, and Orcs Must Die 3, and the game that we did for Project Game Pass, I think last February, which was Turbo Golf Racing.
Play Turbo Golf Racing. It's fantastic. It doesn't have couch co-op, but it's a great game, and it's a fucking barrel of laughs, especially when you've got collision mode on, and it's just an absolute shit show.
I'm right. So, Wally got a chance to go play them and play some other games that are coming into Game Pass very, very soon indeed. But for now, that's it. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. We've made this for your fucking hero, like I said. You can find me at DNXan everywhere, including Xbox. You can see what I'm playing when I let you see what I'm playing. You can find Graham
at Graham Reaper.
I'm Ross.
Scottish Gruff.
And special guest Pete.
At Peter Kinch.
So for now, we'll see you next week, possibly for a Borderlands stream. But remember, be nice to cunts, and we will see you next week at 8 p.m.
Yeah!